I'm Vanessa Ervin, the president of Carabel Incorporated. I have the pleasure of serving on so many boards, but locally, I've been a member of the Jacksonville Rotary Club since 1992. Rotary International is a network of 1.2 million neighbors, friends, problem solvers who believe that you can unite together to create lasting change. As a member of the Jacksonville Rotary Club, I love to volunteer, especially when it comes to the food desert in our community. Just last week at our Rotary Club, we actually packed rice bags for the United Way Chew program to make sure that our children have food to eat over the weekend. We do such things in literacy because reading is so important, so vital, not only to children, but to adults as well. And we can find that during this time of COVID, that many Rotarians, starting with the Maysville Rotary Club, who led the way, asked each of us to donate $35 so that we could buy a protein pack so that families in our community could eat. And that was impacting, as Billy Seuss, who is the owner of the Golden Corral and also Rotarian, allowed us to use his network to purchase those packs. And then our district added money as well. Can you imagine that when we come together with the spirit of volunteerism, our impact is far greater than we could even imagine? What drives me to volunteer? There is this saying that to whom much is given, much is required. I grew up in a household with a mother who just impacted the world around us. She taught us that we are our neighbor's keeper. And I watched my mother do incredible things as a community leader. She had a large family of 5. She was a divorcee, and yet she found opportunities to minister to her community. There is a book called The 5 Love Languages, and one of those love languages is acts of service. That's probably how I fill my love tank when people often ask me, how do you do all the things you do? You're such a busy person. I am. But I really do fill my love tank by making sure that the needs of others are met as well. I like to share a short story with you. My mother was one of those people that as she would travel, she would meet strangers. And along the way, she saw a homeless man who was just down on his luck. And she was concerned because it was very cold, and I grew up in Chicago. On this particular day, my mother said to him, "Here is my address," to a stranger. We wouldn't even do that perhaps today. But she said, "I have a warm basement, and when you feel you want to come in out of the cold, there's a warm meal waiting for you." That day, she went to the local thrift store and bought warm hats and gloves for this particular gentleman. In a day or so, he did show up, and for a season, he found warmth in her basement, and she brought him warm soup and sandwiches. That's taking care of our neighbor, and that's the spirit of volunteering. When you volunteer to do good when no one is looking, not for the affirmations or the kudos, but when you're doing good for your neighbor when you know your neighbor needed the most.